Hey y'all, first up we have a Griswold number 10 frying pan that was given to me by my in-laws. You can see it's in okay shape, but it has started growing some mold, which is a new one for me in terms of restoring cast iron. Other than the mold, it's in good shape. There's no pitting. It doesn't look like there's any rust on it. You can see it's got what I think is the small block Griswold logo. Those pans were predominantly made in the 1940s. So for this pan, I think we're just going to put it in the lye bath for a day, maybe 2, maybe 3, and get everything stripped down, and then we'll re-season and see how she looks here after she's completely reworked. All right, here you can see my cast iron cleaning setup. I've got 2 tanks. I've got a lye tank there that I'm putting the pan into right now, and then the tank in front is an electrolysis tank that we'll use in a later video. So pretty simple. It's 30-gallon plastic barrels that are about half full. They can hold multiple pans, but I'm just doing one for the purposes of this video right now. So I'll let it go overnight. Sometimes it takes 24 hours, sometimes it takes 2 days, sometimes it takes 3 days. It just, every pan is different and every season level. So I got impatient, wanted to check it after the first day. You can see here, there's still a little bit of carbon both on the top and the bottom. That seems more normal than not. So I'm gonna let this one go another day. I'll let it sit overnight. I'll come back to it. In the morning. So here comes the next morning. I'm back checking things out. Kind of curious to see if the rest will be taken care of. And sure enough, it looks like there's still a little bit on it, but what lye tends to do is just kind of dissolves it, and it'll still stick to the pan. I think that's good enough. We'll go take it into the kitchen and get it scrubbed down with some fresh water. So into the kitchen sink it goes. This isn't a great shot. I didn't realize what the lighting levels looked like. Basically, I'm just going to rinse everything off, get all that lye solution off. I found out that lye is actually just Drano. I had no idea. But it's kind of a caustic solution. You don't want to get it on your bare hands. So I always make sure to at least be wearing rubber gloves. Probably should be wearing eye protection too, but I'm not. So anyway, we'll rinse everything off, use some steel wool, get everything scraped off, and we'll get it over. Once it's all clean, I'll heat it up on the stove just to get it warm. And then I'm going to apply my seasoning mix. I use a mixture of honeybee wax and grapeseed oil. The grapeseed oil seems to have a pretty high smoke point, which is always what you want when you're seasoning a pan. And then I use a paintbrush to spread the oil out. Once you get the oil spread out, you really want like as thin a layer on it as possible. So on a heated up pan, it's gonna soak up a little bit more of that seasoning mix, and you really want to make sure there's no puddles and no pools of it, because otherwise it will just harden and kind of make a sticky mess out of things. So we'll stick it in the oven at about 400 degrees for about an hour 15. That was a pan I forgot that was in there. That was one that I cook with. So hour later, come back, pull it out. The pan is still hot. It's still 400 something degrees, hence why I'm using a towel to handle it. But you can see it's darkened up a little bit. It'll get a lot darker in subsequent coats. So while it's still warm, what I'm going to do is apply that second coat of seasoning, and we'll speed through that. But I like to do it while it's warm and then let the pan cool down. For whatever reason, I haven't had as good a luck putting the seasoning on a hot pan and then sticking it right back into the oven. That doesn't seem to work quite as well. So I'll apply it, let everything cool back down to room temperature. It takes 30 minutes, 40 minutes, sometimes an hour on a really big pan. And then I'll come back and put it back into the oven, and we'll do this process all over again. So after about 45 minutes to cool, the pan goes back into the oven one last time. And an hour later, we get this beauty back. It's sure come a long way since it arrived here covered in mold. For those of you who stuck around to the end of this video, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like and follow. I read somewhere that you're required to say that when you have a YouTube channel, but what do I know? At least then you'll know when I have a video of the next pan in need of a revival. Thanks again.